Hi guys, I'm Christy Petro and I'm here to explain your 2019 Aflac benefit options. We are excited. We are going to be transferring you guys over to Aflac Traditional, which is a different Aflac company, which is going to provide you guys online access from everyone moving forward when we move you over to all of these new products so that you have online access to all of your different policies. Where you can view your policy information online, file claims online. Ease of administration is going to be easier. And what's most exciting is when you need to file a claim, you can file your claim and get paid in one day. So with that being said, we're trying to get everybody really from those group products to move them over to the traditional products just for ease of administration and easier for you guys to be able to file benefits. And all of the prices are comparable and some of the benefits are richer. So with that being said, thanks for watching this video. I'll try to move through this quickly because I know open enrollment has a lot of information for you guys. So we are going to be talking about a couple different plans: accident, hospitalization, critical illness, cancer coverage, and short-term disability. So with that being said, the very first policy I want to talk to you guys about is the accident plan. So what the accident policy is designed to do is to pay you guys if you were to get hurt on or off the job. And I guess something that I should probably mention is this is a really important part of your benefits package. You do not have to have health insurance through ILC in order to participate in Aflac. So it's for everyone to participate in, which is really great. And it's completely different than your parents' insurance, ILC's insurance. They are made to pay the providers, and we are made to pay, kind of fill that gap that your insurance doesn't cover, where we're going to put money in your pocket if something happens. So if you're unable to work for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks because you're going through something, we're going to give you a benefit so that you guys can pay your bills. And having that one-day pay is going to give you the ability in that moment to be able to put that money into your account and use it for anything that you want. It's very hard to pay deductibles and have lost work and still be able to make all ends meet. And so this is a really good part of a benefits package because it's really going to fill the gaps that your insurance doesn't cover, but we don't pay the doctors and hospitals. We pay you directly in your pocket so you can do anything you need with that money. So the accident policy is the first thing that I want to talk about. When I send this over to you guys, you're going to be able to you're just going to be able to see the accident brochure, and then it's going to give you a scanned version of all of the different benefits laid out for you that are available. So an accident can be anything from throwing your back out and going to the chiropractor, having follow-up visits, having whiplash, if you have a car accident, if you break your leg skiing, if you break a tooth and go to the dentist, if you slip and fall on the ice outside, if you have something more traumatic happen, if your kids hurt themselves playing sports. And most importantly, it covers you on and off the job. As I know what a lot of you guys do isn't always easy. So if you were to ever get injured at work, or if your spouse were to get injured at work, we're going to pay you in addition to your workman's comp. But most importantly, we're going to give you a benefit right away so that on day one, you can go ahead and start filing benefits and you don't have to wait till that 8th day when your disability kicks in. So that's a really important piece. A lot of people don't understand that there's a waiting period for your disability benefits to kick in, okay? So an accident's going to pay you between $120 and $200 depending on if you're seeking treatment in a chiropractor's office, if you get an x-ray, if you go into an emergency room. So I'm going to give you an example. If you go into the emergency room with one of your kids and they have a concussion, okay? You're going to walk through the door. They're going to do an x-ray. You're going to get a $200 check. If they went in an ambulance, you're going to get another $200 check. If you have to get a CT scan to find out if they have a concussion, then we're going to give you another $150 to get a CT scan or an MRI done. You get that for every person in your family once a year, that diagnostic exam benefit. Then we're going to pay you a certain amount of money based on what's actually wrong with you. So did you have a broken rib? Did you have a fractured leg? Did you tear your ACL? Do you have a concussion? Are you in a coma? And they're going to give you a specific amount of money based on the severity of that accident. And so a concussion is a $150 benefit. If your child hurts themselves during an organized sporting event, we're going to give you 25% more of every benefit. And then we're going to give you follow-up visits at $25 a piece. So if you're missing work now to take them to the emergency room, and now you're missing work to take them back to follow-up visits, that costs you money every time you do that. So Aflac's going to put money in your pocket. If something more severe happens and you get hospitalized, now you're going to get $1,000 if you're hospitalized. It's going to give you money for crutches, wheelchairs, knee braces, scooters, again, physical therapy and follow-up visits. If you have to go into a rehabilitation center, if you're in intensive care, it gives you life insurance for accidents of $40,000 and $10,000 on your kids. Excuse me, it's $25,000 on you and your spouse and a benefit on your children as well. So even if you break a tooth and go into the dentist, even if you have dental insurance, they're going to give you money for your crown. They're going to give you money for your visit. And all you have to do is make sure you tell them that you broke your tooth while you were eating or that you had something happen. If you break your leg skiing, just to give you an example of something that can be more of a extensive claim, Aflac's going to give you money again for $200 to go to the emergency room, $1,000 if you're hospitalized. It gives you a $200 benefit every day that you're hospitalized on top of that. So if you're there for 4 days, you're getting $1,000 plus another $200 per day. You would get around a $1,500 benefit for your fractured leg. You would get more money if you had to get a wheelchair or crutches. And then again, every time you're going back to the doctor, you're getting money. So could you imagine if you're laid up at home and you can't work, and now Aflac sends you a check for $4,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or a couple $100 depending on the severity of it, and that would make you feel so much better mentally knowing that you could stay at home and get well and that you have money to pay your bills or that you have money to put towards your deductible. You can use these benefits as many times as you want. Your rate's not going to go up and you're not going to get dropped from coverage. Every year as a thank you, we're going to give you a $60 wellness benefit to go to the doctor for any reason. So that's really nice as well. So if you go in and get a flu shot or get your teeth cleaned, you're going to get a $60 check. That's just one per family. And so if you go in, these are all going to be effective on January 1st. So if you go in and get that done, you're going to get, like January 2nd, we're going to give you $60 right off the bat for going in. And you can file that every year. Moving forward every single year, you're going to always have that benefit, but to give you that peace of mind, but then you've got that wellness benefit that you can just use just because. So I think this is an awesome policy for what you guys do. When you're looking at the rate sheet, an accident policy is $11.57 per pay period. So that $11.57 is going to be on a pre-tax basis. So that $11 comes out of your pay, but you're really going to be paying about $9 because of that tax savings, because ILC offers that as a benefit to you. So we make it look like you make less money by that $11 or based on whatever it is that you spend, and that comes out of your paycheck. And it's going to affect your bottom line by about $9. So if you do the math, that's $4.50 a week. So you're able to get an accident policy to cover yourself for $4.50 a week on and off the job. So I know we have a lot of people that participate in this. So ask around. I'm sure people can tell you how it works. But anytime someone's going into the emergency room or the doctor, anytime they hurt themselves, you can go ahead and file a claim on that. So moving on. The next policy that I want to talk to you guys about is the hospital protection plan. Both of these plans together are great. They kind of do some of the same things. If you're hospitalized because you hurt yourself and broke your leg, you get paid on this. But if you're hospitalized, you get paid on this one too. But if you get pregnant or sick or appendix or tonsils or gallbladder or hysterectomy or anything keeps you from being hospitalized, or anything that's not an accident, it's a sickness, is going to pay you on this policy. So this is going to cover you for any sicknesses if you're admitted to the hospital. And if you're having a baby, it's awesome. You can use it for that, and you're going to get paid $1,000 if you're hospitalized, just like the old policy. So $1,000 to get admitted, and then it'll pay for your child only if there's a complication. But then you have that built-in benefit for them as well. And so a couple things that I want to point out. This policy is guaranteed issue, always. You cannot have any babies till the first day of the 11th month of the policy. So you cannot get pregnant from 2 months from the effective date. So just as an example, if this policy is effective on January 1st, you cannot conceive until March 1st. But then after that, you're covered. It also has a 30-day waiting period for sicknesses. So if you have to get your gallbladder out in the middle of January, it won't be covered. No sicknesses will be covered until you are on February 1st moving forward, or 30 days from whatever your effective date is. So I know we'll have people watching this video during after open enrollment, so that's why I'm stating it that way. So also, this is very important, anything you've been to the doctor for in the past 12 months will not be covered for the first 12 months. Unless you already have a hospital plan through Aflac, then you will not have to worry about any time served. We are going to go ahead and transfer this policy over to you, and benefits will kick in automatically, and you don't have to wait for any waiting periods. That's only if you have the hospital plan. So if you don't know that, ask Stacy or ask me, and we can get you set on what it is that you guys have. So the way that the hospital policy is going to work, and I want to explain this so that you guys all understand, this very top section is going to be what comes with the base policy, okay? So if you're hospitalized for 1 day, you get $1,000. You have to be there for 23 or more hours. So if you go in and you have a baby, if you're going to get your appendix removed, you get $1,000 upon the bat. What you didn't have before is if you went into the emergency room because you were sick, you didn't get anything. Now you get $100 2 times a year for every person in your family. So if you go in because in the middle of the night because you have a fever or something happens, you can turn that in as a benefit. So $100 for the ER, $1,000 if you're hospitalized, and $100 benefit for an outpatient surgical benefit that's done in a surgical center or in a hospital. All right? Now, you can add a couple different riders to make this plan better, and that's going to be completely up to you. The EBR, which you'll see on there, is this next section right here. It's all chunked up for you. This is going to give you 3 doctor's visits a year at $25 a piece. So if you go get your teeth cleaned, you get $25. If you get your flu shot, you're going to get $25, and so on and so forth. So it's paying you anytime you go to the doctor, okay? 6 times for family, 3 times if you have one person on your family or on your plan. It also is going to give you benefits for laboratory fees and x-rays on top of those physician's benefits. It's going to give you benefits if you go in an ambulance, ground ambulance, or flight for life. And then it also has a CT scan and MRI benefit as well. So diagnostic testing, EKGs, EEGs. If you add on this next section down here, now it's going to give you an additional benefit for every day you're hospitalized. You get $100 every single day you're there. So if I'm in the hospital for 1 day because I have to get my gallbladder out, on your old plan, you would have just got $1,000 plus $100 per day. This plan is going to give you $1,000 plus $100 per day plus $150 for your CT scan plus $600 for the surgical procedure. If you have these additional benefits on there, you don't need to have those. It's just completely up to you. But we wanted to let you know that if you wanted to have additional benefits, if you had surgery or if you're hospitalized, you had a benefit here. Now, if you happen to go into intensive care, this has a daily benefit of $500 per day on that as well. So just so everybody understands, this first section right here, when you're looking at your policies, tells you that you're going to get $1,000 if you're hospitalized and money for ER. The next section will give you doctor's visits. And then the bottom section down here gives you surgical benefits. ICU benefits, and a daily benefit of $100 every day. So if you're there for 3 months or 30 days, it's giving you $100 every single day for an entire year. So that makes a big difference. And you guys can pick and choose what you want. So if you wanted to have some richer benefits than just this top section, I would maybe take out the doctor's visits part, because this down here just gives you so much more if it's something serious. And having AFLAC is really about having peace of mind that you know if something happens, you're going to be protected, and that you can pay for your, you can be able to be with your children and know that every person that has a deductible attached, if they're hospitalized, they're going to have something coming to them. So between both of these, if you are ever hurt or sick, you're going to be able to file a claim. And I love both of these together, okay? Now, this policy is a rider. So actually, I'm gonna back up for just a second. On your price sheets, okay, when you're looking at it, this column right here gives you that top section of that hospital policy, okay? So you'll find your age. You're going to be locked into whatever age you are forever, and these policies are portable for the rest of your life at the same price if you don't work at ILC any longer, no matter what, okay? So when you're looking at this top section on this price sheet that you'll see, that's just the premium. And then you'll see every section has EBR and then the surgical benefit, and you'll be able to tell by the writers on the price sheet what those cost if you want to do one of those. So totally up to you, but I want you to understand how that works. And of course, I'm also always available on the phone if you want to give me a call. Okay. So this rider you can add onto your policy. You can add it to the accident plan, or you can add it to the hospital plan. Okay. And this gives you critical illness coverage. So for those of you who have a critical illness plan through AFLAC right now, this will take place of that. This gives you a $5,000 benefit. It's guaranteed issue for everybody. So this plan, guaranteed issue, the hospital plan, guaranteed issue for everybody, no matter what. And then this critical illness rider is guaranteed issue no matter what. So what this does is this gives you a $5,000 benefit if you have a heart attack, stroke, coma, paralysis, traumatic brain injury, loss of hearing, loss of sight, loss of speech, and then it has a reoccurrence benefit. So my dad had a heart attack on October 4th. He had this policy. He had stents put in. He was hospitalized. He was in intensive care. He got, I don't know, $7,000 maybe from this plan, and then he got another $5,000 from this plan because he had that plus rider. So this is going to give you that heart attack and stroke benefit. And for someone who is single that is 18 to 29 years old, this policy is $1.56 a paycheck. So that is very, very inexpensive to have critical illness coverage, and you just never know. I'm 38. For me to put this on my accident plan, it's an additional $4.88 a paycheck. That's pre-tax. It's costing me like $2 a week to have this on my plan. And if I had a heart attack or stroke, or one of my kids did, or one of them got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, I'm going to need that $5,000 benefit just to cover my deductible. That's not even counting time off work. So this is your opportunity to get that. This is a new plan that we're offering this year, which I'm really, really excited about. And I'm going to breeze through it because we have been recording for about 15 minutes. And so this is our AFLAC cancer protection policy. So we have 3 different levels of coverage: Plan 1, Plan 2, Plan 3. I have priced out 1 and 2 on your price sheet for you. This is Plan 2. Plan 1 has all the same benefits. The benefits just are a little bit less, but still really, really good. What I love about this is your health insurance covers you to go in and get a cancer screening every single year for every person in your family at no cost. We are also going to give you either $40 or $75 to go in and get a cancer screening to make sure that you're healthy for every person in your family 1 time per year. And you can file that right at aflac.com under your cancer wellness if you get this policy. Then it has a $4,000 initial diagnosis benefit, or $2,000 if you do the lower plan, which will grow in value by $500 every year until you're 65. So 1 in 3 people, you guys, in a lifetime get diagnosed with cancer. 1 in 3 men, or 1 in 3 women, and 1 in 2 men. And the statistics are high, and it's a really hard thing to go through. So this policy or the lower policy, whichever one you get, what's important to know is that it's going to give you money to go to a national cancer center. It's going to give you money every time you have chemotherapy. It's going to give you money every time you have radiation. If you lose your hair and you want to get a wig, if you're on anti-nausea meds because you're going through treatment through chemo and you don't feel well, it's going to give you money towards your prescriptions. Well, not towards your prescriptions. We'll give you money because you have a prescription, and then you can use that for whatever you want. Bone marrow transplants, any surgical procedures, any hospital stays, hospice, home health, nursing services, transportation and lodging at any national cancer center in the country. It is an amazing, amazing policy. My best friend got diagnosed with cancer in July, and she's received over $21,000 year to date from her cancer plan. It's helped her tremendously because she hasn't been able to work near as much as she thought that she would because her chemo makes her more sick than she realized so that it would. So this is just an amazing policy that will continue to pay you. Look at all of these benefits. That's just because there's a lot of treatments that people go through. You're not just in the hospital. You're not just having surgery. You're at home getting better. You're going to lots of doctors. You're going outside of your network, which is very expensive. This gives you money every single time so that you don't miss a beat. This will cover your children for free until they are 26. This plan, they're free. All the other plans will still cover them up to 26, even if they're married. But those are, you do have to have family coverage on those plans. This one, again, it's free to cover them, which is awesome. So if you've had cancer in the past, you have to be 5 years treatment free from your last wellness check. So, or 5 years treatment free, basically. So we can go over that individually if you have questions on that. And the last policy is short-term disability. If you are planning on having a baby, you can get this plan, which covers your income while you're off of work. And you can get this plan, which will cover you for being hospitalized. And then you get additional coverage here if little baby goes into the ICU or anything. So one's for hospitalization, one is for disability. Disability pays your income if you can't work up to 70%. Okay, this is not for your kids. It's not for your spouse. It's just based on your wages. Now, I want to make sure that I point this out. If you are on any kind of state coverage for yourself, if you get any type of Medicaid, you can get this policy. We can't do the other ones until that changes. If it changes, then you have 30 days for us to do that. If just your children have the Medicaid and not yourself, you can do any of the plans. But this policy is available. You can still protect your income if you're in that situation. So again, call me if you have questions on that. So short-term disability is going to pay you. It's going to kick in on the 14th day. So that means if you have a regular delivery and you're out for 6 weeks, we're paying you for 4 weeks of those. If you have a C-section, we will pay you for 6 weeks of those minus the 2-week waiting period. If you wanted to kick in sooner and pay you 1 extra week on the end of both of those, then call me individually and we can go ahead and do a 0-7 waiting period instead of a straight 14-day waiting period. But basically the way that this is designed to kick in and pay you is after 2 weeks, and then it'll pay you your income for 3 months. So anyone who wants to have income replacement, this is going to pay you for 3 months after a 2-week waiting period. And it's an awesome way. You know, we work really, really hard for our paychecks. We can't have anything in our lives without our paychecks. So protecting our income, whether it's through this policy or through these plans to cover everybody, I think that's very, very important. So I hope that this has been helpful. I'm going to go through the rates really quick so you guys have a better understanding of how this works. Short-term disability is going to be on the back. When you're looking at your rate sheet, you're going to find at the top how much money that you make. And then below that in bold, that's going to be what you qualify for. We go lower than those numbers. We go higher than those numbers. This is just all that this would let me see or let me put on this piece of paper. Okay. This is the only plan, short-term disability, that is not pre-taxed. Okay. So find your dollar amount. That's what you're going to pay. So if you make $26,000 a year, you qualify for $1,300 a month, and that would cost you $13.52 per paycheck. So that's about $6.50 a week to protect your paycheck on that, if that was what your income was. Then we have these are both the cancer policies. One is Plan 1, one is Plan 2. You can decide which plan that you want to go with. These little riders just cover a couple of other diseases, and they make your plan grow in value by $500 every single year. Okay? And then on the front side, we already talked about these. So individual is if you're single. One parent family is if you are a single parent. Husband and wife is if you don't have any kids. And then two parent family covers your whole family. If you're married and you each have children, remarried, and each of you have children, we will cover everybody under the policy. Okay? So I think that's really important that it covers everyone. And again, you can use these as much as you want. That's what they're for. I'm always available to help you file your claims, to give you that peace of mind that you need. So if somebody wanted to do the accident in the hospital plan, well, then you would just choose each one of those if you wanted to. That way, if you're ever hurt or sick, you're covered. So if you did the base policy, that's $13.26 per paycheck if you're under 49. If you added the rider, call it another $2 per paycheck, you're looking at $14 a paycheck, plus an additional $12 for the accident policy. So that's $33 a paycheck, and you're going to save about $9 because you're saving 30%. So even though you're paying $33 a paycheck, you're really paying $23, which is $10 a week, $11 a week, that if you're ever hurt or sick and you're hospitalized or going to the doctor because you hurt yourself, you're going to be able to file a claim. So I just want to make it easy so you guys understand that it's not too expensive to be able to just protect yourself. So you can pick and choose who you want to put on which plans. If you want to put everybody on an accident plan and just yourself on a hospital plan, you're more than welcome to do that. So these are your benefits. You can do whatever you want with them. And there is going to be an opportunity for you guys to get on and enroll online for this on a website called Everwell, which we'll be emailing out to you guys. But then also, if you express interest, we're going to go ahead and maybe have some kind of a Google link where you can fill out all of your information if you want me to reach out for to get you enrolled. But you'll either have to enroll online via Everwell. It's not going to be on your online platform where you're enrolling for your health insurance, or you're going to have to call me directly or send me a text message. That way that we can start getting all of these processed, and I'll enroll you right over the phone. So my phone number for all of you to write down it's Christy, and my number is 402-320-5826. Once again, it's 402-320-5826. Thank you so much for letting me go through this video. I know that it's long, but these policy benefits I think are very, very important because they're helping you with your livelihood if something were to happen. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.